Last time on The Great Ace Attorney 2.
I would have done anything to stop it coming out.
Oh my.
I thought I was the horny one. It's rubbing off on Pete.
Oh my.
Even collaborate in a murder. Will you stop snickering?
I heard.
For goodness sake, I'm trying to be serious here and confess to my sins.
So then, Mr. Drebber, what do you say to that? Your accomplice has admitted everything.
Short of me admitting to a crime, there's really no possible way for you to prove I did.
Oh, you've committed a blatant felony and commission of trying to prove your innocence!
Dr. Scythe has admitted to the allegations brought by the defense, thereby absolving the defendant of any possible guilt.
If the judge gives his verdict now, Professor Harebrain will be found not guilty without any doubt. I did give Mr. Sholmes my word, though.
What word would that be, my dear boy? I feel like I may have forgotten, because it's been at least a week.
I told him I'd pursue any doubts I had. The defense objects to the trial ending at this time, my lord. We demand one final testimony. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes knew. Yeah, I just imagine it's like, oh yes, don't you worry about whether or not you lose your reputation and certification and have to go back. I believe in you.
It may ruin you entirely, but at least you will be successful.
But please don't, because I don't know you if it all goes wrong.
And I will not back you up in any way whatsoever. And then the camera pans straight to the gallery, and then he just focuses straight on Sholmes and zooms right in, and he just looks straight at the camera and gives a big old knowing wink. Get the heck out of here!
My eye!
My dear fellow! My eye!
My dear!
The animation, Pray, forgive my careless handling of that hallowed bottle. I slipped. If there is more to this case, then I will join my learned friend in pursuing the facts until the bitter end.
I fetched Harebrain's ridiculous screwdriver from the stage.
Oh, God, Andrew, I'm so sorry.
For God's sake, you need to get out more. You do realise that, don't you? I stood over the victim's corpse where it lay in the toppled cage and plunged the screwdriver into the chest.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices and laugh at each other relentlessly when we're trying to do the introduction, which, isn't a problem at all. It's totally fine. It's like, let's do the thing. And then
We're getting called out, Taylor.
As Pete is now bringing it up, no, when we launched into it, Pete basically just was like, good!
And the reason for that
and that was
is because
it.
I was
and then
about
Sarah
to start.
And I just died laughing for about 2 minutes.
It's because you guys put me off because you were being stupid.
Don't blame us. You should be professional.
I was trying to be professional, but you two won't stop. Cease. Good day, everybody. Welcome to Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
I'm Pete.
I'm Sarah. I'm scared.
And I'm Taylor.
Good. Now,
No.
let's jump on
He's
in.
turned into Van Zieks. Don't forget those, Zeeksy.
What's the thing that I'm supposed to not be forgetting? Is it the little pop-up on the screen?
Yes, the usual.
Oh, you want? Okay. So, if you find yourself enjoying this content, which, I mean, for those of you who are still here and haven't left the auditorium,
The auditorium.
if you like what we do, why don't you leave us a little like, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell.
That's some lofty goals there, sir. The auditorium.
Oh, I was just thinking, everyone, hang on, shut up. The music.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the music.
I know.
Sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry for saying to shut up.
I will probably have been cursed at this point for leaving on such a terrible cliffhanger.
I mean,
Oh, right, because last time I was saying that it was the photo of Mr. Not Asmongold. That's not the name of the guy.
No,
Odie Asmon.
No, that's a YouTuber, isn't it? Or a Twitch guy.
Yeah, Odie Asmon, and then it was like
Odie
that was
Asmongold.
the proof because we think that it might be that Scythe basically stabbed him while he was still alive because he was just unconscious.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Pete was on fire.
So between that and there was that, and then also I was interested in the idea that the photograph wasn't actually taken in the Crystal Tower.
Yes, that was
because
it.
There's because of the way that it's shot and the fact that there's only like these little pieces of glass. It's quite possible that it was taken underneath the platform.
Yes.
So yes,
let's go.
Does anybody else, when they hear this song, think it sounds a little bit like Apollo Justice's theme?
I can hear it. I can hear it.
I can as well.
Leave a comment down below if you feel the same way. It just gets me excited. I love that objection.
His Apollo's like theme just slaps.
Yes. All right then.
Let's go.
We should probably play the game. What's that? 10 minutes?
What on earth is the matter, Counsel? Have you lost your tongue?
I apologize, my lord. Dr. Scythe, in that last statement of yours, there's just one point that seems to defy explanation.
Out with it, my learned friend.
I wonder where his assistant had gone then.
He's like hiding in the background.
There's an obvious inconsistency between your description and this photograph.
Namely, his straight neck. Not broken.
Not askance.
Yes.
No, it's the glass, isn't it?
No, I think because we were talking about how he'd broken his neck, weren't we? I think that's where.
Yeah, I think no, because it's like my idea was basically because he's still bleeding so profusely.
Oh, that was it.
If he had already been dead, the wound probably wouldn't have bled that much. As this is Ace Attorney, I expect it'll wind up being something else. But you know what? Sometimes we get to the right conclusion by hitting the wrong piece, or the right conclusion by hitting the right piece of evidence for the wrong reason.
You can't.
Which shows.
Sorry, you can't make banana bread without mashing a few bananas.
I understood that reference.
Which shows the victim in the birdcage following the events that led to his death.
Objection! The court has already examined that photograph in depth. There's nothing new we can learn from it.
Objection!
Have you looked at it through a
Stereoscope?
No, it's not stereoscope. Is it stereoscope? Oh yeah, it is stereoscope.
Well,
yeah.
stereoscopical.
Yes. What point are you trying to raise, Thera? And I will let you know which one
I
you're
just
referring
suddenly
to.
forgot what it was called, and I went, was it stereoscopic?
Stereoscope.
Yeah.
Where it's two images side by side. Yes.
Yeah.
It wouldn't help because we only have one image though, so it would
It's
just.
alright.
It would...
I was trying to do a funny, but it had to be explained, so therefore it's now hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sam.
No, it's okay. I
Good.
forgot.
Good.
Oh, don't
Yes,
start
we
again.
have already considered it, that's true. But we now know the facts to be different.
What do you mean?
I mean, the facts are not the same as they were.
I believe we should let the defense explain. For honest, because,
do I have to?
well, only because if I'm absolutely honest, I've got no clue what you're trying to say, and it's not really very convincing.
I'm getting a headache now.
Yes.
Oh.
There we are.
Yeah. So again, I think it's the blood.
All right. Let's do
Safety
us.
save.
Yeah. Little wee safety save here.
If not, then it may
Be the neck.
be the flooring or the neck.
The fact that his neck isn't broken.
Where in this photograph would we see the alleged inconsistency with the witness's statement? Not that we can remember what the statement is, if I'm absolutely honest.
I mean, she's saying that like he died in the Crystal Tower, but there's glass there. But
Is there
no,
a-
she said he was under the stage.
Sorry, is it just here? Photograph. I stood over the victim's corpse, which lay with the toppled cage. Lay in the toppled cage and plunged the screwdriver into the chest.
It's
Stood
either
over the
blood, neck, or the glass.
Maybe it is the blood.
Let's see.
All right then.
Take that! Look closely at the bloodstain on the victim's chest.
Oh. Oh no!
What?
No, I've got it. Oh my
What?
god!
Whoa,
no.
what?
It's the orientation. Look, the way the blood's flowed. It's gone down.
Oh!
He was
If
stood
he was
upright.
upside down,
He was upright,
Yes, he was.
which makes sense. So she didn't stab him while he was on the floor. She stabbed him while he was upright. Whatever significance that has.
Oh, it might be.
Which mean
He didn't break his neck then because he
Yeah.
was upright.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, gavel. I'll let you have that one though.
Sorry.
Okay.
Wow. Look closely at the bloodstain on the victim's chest. It clearly extends in a downwards direction towards the man's feet.
I'm
Well
bouncing.
done.
You can't see it, but I'm bouncing.
Yeah, Pete is very happy right now.
And why is that significant, counsel?
Not to discredit your idea, Taylor. It did make sense as well.
That's it, Pete.
So,
Pete got the brain cell
I
today.
think it's as you said, though, isn't it? It's the we pressed the right thing for kind of the right reason, but you know. So we're on the right
It
track.
was related to the blood, and it was
Yes.
related to the blood from the screwdriver, just not for the reason that I thought. Which, you know, I'll take it.
If the victim was stabbed moments before the kinesis machine was set in motion, that's entirely expected. Ah! Of course. No, that's not what happened.
Exactly, my lord.
I'm glad you're following along.
Dr. Scythe made it very clear in her testimony just now that the point at which she stole Professor Hairbrain's screwdriver, his name is Albert? Alfred?
His name
Andrew.
is Albert. Andrew.
Andrew.
Damn it.
Albert is his name.
Right. The legally distinct Einstein. That the point at which she stole Professor Hairbrain's screwdriver and stabbed the victim.
Kaboom.
Was after the grand deception was set in motion, when the birdcage had... What?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like, after Professor Layton fell down through the trapdoor.
We haven't played that one yet.
Every time I see the
His hat
silhouette-
isn't nearly tall enough.
Yeah, it needs to be double the height.
He's not a
But he-
true gentleman.
But he does look kind of a little bit like he might be the true gentleman.
When the birdcage had fallen below the stage out of sight. From the shape of it, it's clear that the birdcage would have fallen on its side after the 30-foot drop. And if the victim had really been stabbed whilst inside the birdcage in that position, the blood from the wound would have spread out equally in all directions.
Oh, snap.
Damn.
For it to have formed the longitudinal appearance we see in the picture is inconceivable.
Surprised, son. Oops.
Given that the victim's blood seeped vertically downwards from the wound, it must be the case that when you stabbed Mr. Asbin, he was standing up.
Oh dear.
In short, Dr. Scythe, your latest testimony was a total fabrication!
Oh.
Damn,
Oh.
I have to give
Confidence
it to... I knew it. I was right. Or Pute was right, but close enough. Now I've identified that contradiction. There's only one way to explain the facts.
I suppose I was your Susato to your Ryunosuke today.
Yes. I'll just see myself out, shall I?
No. We've all been under a great misapprehension here.
No, you were sticky.
What?
You were sticky all along.
What sort of misapprehension?
Ah, you want me to explain? Dr. Scythe,
I just wanted to say it because it sounded poignant, but I was hoping that no one would follow up on it.
Just thought I sounded good.
Yes.
you claim you were coerced into helping Mr. Drebber as a result of the note he left in the waxwork. You claim that you made changes to the scene of the crime to implicate the defendant. And you claim that you authored a fake autopsy report to cover your tracks. But one of those claims is an out-and-out lie. Because the question of what the bloodstain really tells us has only one possible answer.
If that is the case, what is it, man?
I'm so excited to hear!
Oh, counsel, you've clearly struck upon a revelation. Now, tell the court what it is. Please, we're dying to know.
Oh no.
Which part of Dr. Scythe's story is shown to be a lie by the contradiction in her testimony?
I mean, the stabbing of the victim, I would think, because she didn't stab him after his neck was broken.
Is it that or like, is it the how she was coerced maybe? Because she was the letter didn't the letter say that he was already dead? I mean,
Yes,
we
the
don't,
letter said that he was already dead.
we don't have the letter, of course.
No.
We have the photograph. What was it? Sorry. Photograph, autopsy report, and how she was coerced. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm just pushing random buttons. What was it? It was the...
Yeah, and Andrew...
It's not the killer's autopsy report. It's the other
And
one.
Andrew was found on top of... He was on the experimentation.
Well!
But Andrew would
that
never
is-
do such a thing!
That is interesting, though, actually. I'd never even considered that.
Going out on top. That has an entirely different meaning.
Image the one appearing broken vertebrae.
Yeah, they found it on the experimentation stage. If she'd have used it, maybe she would have left it underneath.
Poking through the grill in the base of what remains of the kinesis machine. Huh.
So he was, he wasn't stabbed underneath the
No.
stage. That's what
No.
she's lying about. He was stabbed on the stage itself.
I'm gonna do a little safety save here.
Yeah, I
just in
probably
case.
would.
You didn't, guys. You didn't see that last
Nobody
part.
saw a thing.
Yeah, we didn't do anything there. We didn't do anything.
Never
what-
happened.
So we think the stabbing of the victim then.
The stabbing of the victim is what I think.
Stabbing.
Because she's definitely fudged the auto. She's got to have fudged the auto. Oh, now I don't know.
No, I don't think she did. No, because the cause of death was a hemorrhage from the stabbing. She had claimed it was a broken neck, I think, but the cause of death was a hemorrhage of a wound that to the chest that pierced the heart. And so I think she had claimed earlier that, he had fallen and broken his neck. But I think the autopsy report is accurate. She just claimed that she stabbed him, which, that proves that she didn't kill him. Never mind.
Okay, we'll try this.
Well,
try the
let's try the
stabbing.
stabbing. but then
Sarah
maybe-
missed the joke. Sarah missed the joke.
Did I?
What
Oh,
joke? There was a joke.
I'm sorry.
We both missed the joke.
She stabbed him, and that alone proves that she didn't
Oh,
kill
for
him.
God's sake,
many
Taylor.
many memos. Sorry, Taylor.
Taylor, as you know, the best jokes have to be explained.
Now that I have explained the joke, it is funny. Hit the button! The answer is very simple if you consider the sequence of events. If, when the victim was stabbed, the blood from the wound seeped downwards as it did, we can be sure that the victim must have been either sitting or standing upright at the time.
But as you rightly pointed out, the birdcage would have fallen on its side when it fell beneath the stage.
Yes, it would, which tells us that the victim
Lord.
must have been in that position of his own accord.
Objection! That's impossible! The man was dead, remember?
Turning into Vegeta.
No, that is the misapprehension.
Oh, golly.
I love the wig.
When the birdcage fell from the stage into the void below, it must have hit the ground with considerable force. Oh, blimey.
Oh God, my back.
If only I could have some of Miss Irish's tea.
So he stood up and then was stabbed. But Mr. Asmund didn't die in the fall.
Yeah, because it wasn't that far.
No. It might have been a bit like, ooh, disoriented for a bit.
Good. He probably lost consciousness for a while, but when he came round, he got to his feet to climb out of the cage. Just as Dr. Scythe appeared. Oh, hello. How may I help? Oh! If the victim was in fact alive at that point in time, it changes everything.
Oh,
Stabbing cold blood. Kaboom.
yeesh. And then she put him back in.
Ah! Strange noise.
Mr. Odie Asmund's killer wasn't the defendant, Professor Albert Hairbrain. Nor was it the mastermind behind the stage trickery, Mr. Enoch Drebber. It was you, Dr. Courtney Scythe. Now, Mr. Aroni, even if the defense accuses you, you have to remain calm.
Order! 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 Can this possibly be true?
Have you been taking me for a fool?
Well, I wasn't taking you to dinner.
It was you, was it? You killed him.
No.
It's like,
Got him! You hoped that by admitting to being an accomplice in Mr. Drebber's scheme, the trial would end. Before you were accused of a far worse crime. Cold-blooded murder!
Oh, do shut up! You're so desperate now. You're making all this up. As if I would do something like that.
Objection! Oh,
Objection! I assure you the defense is not desperate, Doctor. Mr. Naruhodo has established the facts using evidence and logic alone.
he didn't even need
and
my
not
little book.
guesswork. Definitely not guesswork.
Thank you, Mr. Zato. You were doing so well. Ha! Logic. Don't make me laugh. Sadly, your logic has a gaping hole in it.
Oh,
Much
dear.
like
like
Mr.
Mr.
Odie
Aspen.
Aspen.
Oh my God, Taylor.
What do you mean?
I'd have thought it was obvious. A motive, boy. You're lacking a motive.
Yeah, she's
What?
got us there.
Yeah. What possible reason?
Sorry.
Do you mind?
I thought you could remember it.
No.
It's all right, go on.
What possible reason would I have to kill Mr. Asman?
So, the question is, does the contract have anything to do with it? Mr. Drebber is to receive... I just wondered, is there some way that we can think of that she benefits? Maybe not, I don't know. Asman was involved in any number of criminal activities, from coercion to theft to murder. But there is no known connection to Dr. Scythe there.
Ah!
I'm rather relieved to say it does seem somewhat far-fetched, even though I was batting for your team a moment ago, but now I seem to have lost enthusiasm now that Dr. Scythe has pointed that out. So I suppose you're on the back foot once again, Defense. Off you go.
What's new there?
True, there's no obvious motive, but there's still something in the back of my mind. I feel sure I've seen... Oh no!
Oh,
I've
no.
seen something somewhere that hints at why the coroner might have done this.
Yes, I might have tampered with the crime scene and concocted a fake report.
But
But that alone proves I'm innocent.
Honestly, these are very small offences. We can forgive them and sweep them
Brush
under the
those
rug.
up- yeah.
No problem whatsoever. It's not like you've wasted court time at all.
Everyone's faked a bit of evidence in their day, especially if you want to get a walloping in.
But murdering someone for no reason is a very different story.
Objection! I don't know why I objected. No, when you questioned what possible reason you could have for wanting to kill Mr. Asman, something did come to mind.
It did. What?
Right, so
What?
So
What?
wait, so Drebber...
Is it got to be something to do with the professor?
I would
then?
just say, so hang on. So Drebber was...
Probably, yeah.
Drebber was ruined by Odie Asman.
Yes.
Drebber's to receive 30% of the income. I'm sure it's got something to do with this. May uphold his right on condition that both parties are alive.
So I wonder if it's because... So obviously Enoch Drebber knew the truth about her not...
Yeah.
About her pronouncing the guy not dead and then him coming back. Odie Asman also knew about her pronouncing the guy dead and coming back. So is it that by doing this and helping with this setup, she kills Odie and then she puts Drebber away, and then she winds up getting rid of the people who know her secret
Maybe.
or who know the secret of the professor?
Yeah, maybe.
who might very well be male Strongheart.
Well,
Yeah.
was she there that did she shoot him?
Who knows?
Because who
She
shot
might
him?
have done.
Who shot the professor? It's the main
Who
thing.
killed Sonic the Hedgehog?
Who shot the professor?
I shot the professor, but I did not shoot the coroner.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I did not shoot the coroner. No.
What?
What was it, Counsel? Enlighten the court at once.
Yeah, yep, that's us.
Yeah, that's us.
Yes, we saw it.
Did we?
Yesterday.
We did.
Oh,
So
crap.
we did.
So wait, so that was like a week or so
Oh,
ago? A couple of
crap.
weeks?
We saw it yesterday, didn't we?
Time is so relative.
Something that seemed strange, but we had no reason to suspect at the time. Aha! It was the spade all along!
Shuffle, Mr. Naruhodo!
There's a particular
Interesting.
The iron
mask?
Scalpels.
There's a particular object that
Oh,
explains.
wait, the ledger! No, we haven't got it. There was a really high number of scalpels in a ledger. But I don't think we haven't got his as evidence, so it's probably
No, but we can mention it. There was a really high number of scalpels, wasn't there?
There was like a ledger in her office, and there was like, was it like 300 scalpels
and,
or
and
something?
they did.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And she said yesterday. Like, yeah. So I mean, yes.
Why
I guess
is she
in
going
the game,
through so many scalpels?
I guess yesterday would be when we were investigating. So that is a good, well
I
remembered,
don't
Sarah.
know.
Wow,
It's probably
that's-
a red herring.
Well,
I don't know.
Sarah, are you serious?
Look, there's a lot of
A red-
bananas, okay?
There's a,
No,
we're really struggling
Are
to keep
you-
hold of all the bananas.
Pete.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Oh.
Are you serious?
Oh.
Taylor, get out.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Why did she... anyway.
Let's ask the question.
It's a scalpel, or rather, scalpels.
Did you say scalpels?
Scalpels.
Oh, that got her.
No.
Well done, Sarah.
Oh my god, I remember something. What?
Sarah had the banana taken from her earlier on, but she comes back triumphant, holding an entire bushel.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Hell yeah.
Sarah, she's like Rambo. She's got like, instead of like the ammunition, it's just like banana straps. Like, you know, she's got the utility belt of bananas, and you know what I mean. She's ready.
Hell yeah. Bring it on.
A banana for every occasion.
Normally I wouldn't do this, but Taran or Doodle Squish, if you feel like doing fan art of Sarah armed with bananas, I would very much like to see that.
Oh my god, I would pay to see that.
It would appear that word has struck a chord, Doctor. You could say it might have cut through the meat of the thing.
Come on, out with it.
That's what my ex-wife said.
Jeez.
Oof.
It was yesterday when we visited your laboratory. Laboratory? Laboratory.
Laboratory, yeah.
Laboratory. Look at this.
Photograph.
Look at this big,
Uh-oh.
thick book here.
It appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Oh,
What is it?
it's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis. But, well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
Yeah, that is
500,
that is
yeah.
quite a few scalpels.
That's one or two.
Yeah.
See, and I thought it was just a one-off, like, oh yeah, she just likes cutting things. But
Yeah.
no, it was actually a clue the entire time.
Surprise.
I'm interested where this is going.
Yeah, for sure.
$500 scalpels? A month?
Oh, so that was where the budget was going. I did wonder. At first, I wondered what on earth you could be using that many scalpels for.
I'd like to add that I actually am still wondering what on earth you could be using
Yeah,
that many
I
scalpels
also am
for.
wondering what he's.
All of Disillusion Blazes as well.
That's quite a few scalpels. That's a few hundred more than I would expect anybody to need.
Maybe she's laying them end to end and making one giant super scalpel.
She's making like those, like, like the bed of nails. She's like, maybe that's what it is. She's like toughening herself up.
Ooh.
She's making herself immune to scalpels by exposing herself to smaller incidences of scalpels.
Maybe.
But actually, I realize now it's not the scalpels themselves that are significant. It's the money for them. Disappearing every month from the department's accounts.
Laundering.
Or blackmailing.
I mean, that is a really stupid way to try to hide that you're money laundering.
It's a little something called fraud.
Well, it's either that or she's being blackmailed by someone. Or she's, I don't know.
Asmund's criminal organization relied heavily on extortion for its funding. Tracing the money from the forensic investigation team's account to find out where it was going would be extremely straightforward. Do you need the bathroom?
10 years ago, when Mr. Asmund was still a journalist and wrote this article about... Oh, so he used his knowledge of what happened to extort the money from her. He may well have stumbled upon...
Sorry.
Information he was...
I thought you were continuing
as he was researching the story!
I thought you were continuing your previous sentence. I didn't realize you'd started reading the line again. So you hadn't finished the previous one, so I brought it up for you to say it, but then I just messed it up even more. So I'll just stop helping.
Oh dear.
Information relating to Dr. Scythe's darkest secret that he would use to rack money from her for the next decade.
Her darkest secret? Good Lord! You mean...
I don't know what happened on the night of that execution 10 years ago. But clearly the opportunity to rid yourself of that menace was too tempting to pass up. I think we're coming close to a breakdown, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, you weren't coerced at all, were you? You did it entirely of your own free will.
Fun.
You stabbed Mr. Asmund in the heart with all your might.
With Andrew!
My beloved Andrew!
You made my Andrew a murderer!
Covered him with blood!
To silence the blackmailer who knew your dark secret forever!
Now, bear in mind, guys, I will not have control of the dialogue when it's a breakdown.
Okay.
It will just advance of its own accord. So
Okay.
keep your jokes at bay for a moment.
Okay. You'll never understand. None of you!
Although this isn't the breakdown.
No. What we've had to keep covered up all these long years.
Fascinating.
Wine.
Oh, for
Popcorn.
God's... If you hand me a scroll, I swear to God.
God, Bennett.
Oh, no breakdown.
No.
What?
I like that the one time Pete tries to provide an advance warning, it's like, nope.
No. The game did him dirty.
It's like, guys, come on. You've done too well. You can't have everything. Gotta go back to failing.
As very little of the machine remains after it was ripped apart by the bomb. The truth of this case can never be properly established unless you speak out.
And if you decide not to,
Then you're a very, very naughty man.
you're a coward.
And we will not like you. We will be very cross with you, but also unable to actually do anything. So, yeah.
For plot reasons, please say. For plot advancement. It's very possible that Courtney Scythe will escape punishment for her crimes.
Don't say that. Now we know.
Please, sir, own up to what you've done and tell the court the truth about what happened.
You've really put these screws to me.
10 years ago, you told the truth. And you were robbed of a bright and successful future as a result. I can certainly understand your bitterness and your consternation now. However, this is surely the chance you've been waiting for. To sever the hold that fate's had over you all these years.
Super high voltage, instantaneous kinesis. I mean, really. It sounds like something out of some sort of science fiction. It's the addled-brained mock scientists that are the worst, you know. They don't recognize the fact that they don't have talent. They can't even get that right.
Oof.
And so, they end up chasing impossible dreams, having unbridled faith in their abilities. They go on and on about their wonderful hypotheses, their stupid eyes shining like a little child's. They make me sick. I can't abide their foolishness.
Oh, careful, Mr. Drebber.
I was particularly pleased with the kinesis machine. It made for quite a show, didn't it?
So you admit it? You admit that it was nothing more than a sham made for the purpose of killing the victim?
Yes, I admit it.
Wow, that's an elaborate way to kill someone.
I did it all in the name of revenge.
Yeah, Rube Goldberg, would like a word probably. That is a very complicated way to kill somebody. Revenge for the future that Mr. Asmund's article had deprived you of 10 years earlier. But the revenge you sought didn't stop at Asmund, did it?
Which is where that very particular waxwork comes in. Yes, I see.
The condemned convict that you saw rising from the grave in Lowgate Cemetery 10 years ago. If your account of those events was all true.
Then obviously Scottish Yard couldn't afford to acknowledge what had happened. Even if it meant discrediting a bright young man and crushing any future career he might have had.
So your plan required that you abduct that particular waxwork model in order to exact a revenge on Scottish Yard as well. Or on Dr. Scythe, to be precise. To be precise.
Stop it.
You're killing me.
You're killing me. It was a year ago. By some extraordinary twist of fate, Asmund turned up at my workshop. He didn't remember who I was, of course. He just wanted to employ my services as an engineer. And he happened to have a paper with him. An article on the front page caught my eye. About the coroner who'd handled that bogus autopsy, being appointed head of a new forensic team. When I learned that news, my cognitive processes started to devise the plan.
I wish I had cognitive processes.
Yes.
Don't be mean to my friend.
Don't we all? I suppose we can't all be so privileged.
What a horrid tale!
He robbed me of my future. So I wanted to use the man's own wiles against him. For revenge. And have that rotten Scottish Yard eating out of my hand at the same time. I wanted them all to suffer the same humiliation I had to suffer.
Oof.
Oh, blimey.
You know, as sympathetic as I do feel towards your plight, I can't help but realize that, if you hadn't gone around digging up bodies to sell, none of this would have happened to begin with. Like, you could have just sold chips on the side or something. I don't feel like you had to dig up bodies. Your actions against those who'd ruined your future were justified as revenge, at least to yourself. Certainly, no one has the right to destroy another's prospects, especially for purely selfish gain. And yet, in carrying out your plan, you did exactly that to someone else, didn't you?
Did I?
Professor Hairbrain's only crime was passion for his hypothesis. But you had no compunction about sacrificing his future to effect your revenge.
Boom.
You knew that he would be forever... You knew that he would be forever branded a failure and a fraud. I hadn't thought about it that way. Perhaps life treated you unfairly 10 years ago, and others' misconduct left your life in tatters. But remember this. Your own actions resulted in exactly the same thing for another perfectly innocent young man!
What goes around comes around, I suppose.
Karma is a bitch. Sorry.
Oh.
I...
Drebber is Sir.
Yeah, he didn't think that one through, did he?
Oh.
Well, this was all dreadfully exciting. Yes, Lord Van Zieks, what of your Dr. Scythe?
She's not mine.
I meant his side.
No, I know.
An immediate warrant for her arrest has been granted, and she's been remanded in custody, my lord.
He just, carries her over his shoulder and swings at someone.
I presume she will face trial in the coming days, along with Mr. Drebber.
A most regrettable situation indeed. She's made great contributions to her profession over the years. It really is a hard truth to swallow. Oh dear, if only there was some way we could forgive her for all of her misgivings. She only murdered someone. It's not like it was anything too serious. However, that is a topic for some future occasion. For now, Professor Hairbrain.
Yes?
It seems there was a great deal more to your experiment than you realized. However, I think we can assume now that all the sordid details have been brought to light. This has...
Actually, there is one thing that I don't get.
What's that?
What that?
So, the whole scheme was set up to make it look like Odie had died.
Mm-hmm.
So what did Odie gain from doing any of this? Specifically, the agreement between he and Drebber said that the parties can only collect the money if they're both alive. But if what he essentially did was leading up to him faking his death, unless he didn't realize that it wasn't a real experiment?
No, I don't think he... I don't
think there was any
happened.
intention of him. I don't think there was any sort of him having to pretend to be dead.
No, that was he wasn't. I don't think he was expecting Dr. Scythe to come and kill him.
Yeah.
It was a.
Well, no, obviously wasn't expecting her to come and kill him. I guess I thought that him faking his death was part of the thing, but no, I guess if he thought the instantaneous kinesis was possible, he just got taken for a ride too. If that makes sense.
Well, he'll have seen it as a big con, which is perfect for him because he was, he had this criminal organisation and it was a way of getting money off the government. So then he'd enter into the contract with Drebber, and obviously at that point it's like, yep, okay, here's the sort of, disclaimer: if one of us dies, none of us gets it. Whereas for Drebber, it wasn't about the money; it was all about revenge. So he probably would have known it was a big scam from the beginning and went along with it. And obviously they had the balloon. The balloon in the sky and everything that would obviously give the effect of maybe like he wasn't expecting sort of the drop under the stage to be as much. He was kind of like, oh god, and then obviously Scythe came along and stabbed him.
Duh, because if never mind. So if they made it, if they pulled off a convincing con, then they would think that it worked, and then they'd continue to get more
then
money.
They'd get
Right?
funded.
Okay.
Yeah. They still get more funding.
It's a little something called fraud, Taylor. That's why.
I'm stupid again. My cognitive processes decided to hit a memory leak.
This has been a very long and profound trial, but I'm pleased to say you are all absolved. All? You are
all.
You are, well, not all of you, sorry.
Some of you would be.
The three of you, on the other hand.
I misspoke. Silence! Order! You are absolved of all guilt.
But the other three, their crimes are unforgivable.
You three, no, to the chop, off with your head.
This whole experience has taught me a very great but painful lesson. Me, this dedicated scientist, this devotee of natural philosophy. I've been selfish and self-centered above all, a fool.
Professor.
He's dead right there.
I've spent my life thinking of nothing but my research, misguidedly believing that I could do whatever I set my mind to, despite my lack of talent. And the worst of it is, in the process, I've caused others pain and misery.
Oh, Andrew, forgive me.
Oh, Andrew! Others who are far, far greater people than I.
No, Professor. That's not true.
Oh, is he going to be a nice friend?
What?
Don't tar yourself with the same brush as Drebber. What happened was his doing, and his alone. This outcome is his fate, not yours. You're not to blame in any way.
Aww.
Lord Van Zieks.
Shh, or I might say a racist slur.
Oh.
And the derision with which he referred to you earlier, calling you a fool, talentless even.
All true.
I'm not that
Well,
forgiving.
that part was admittedly true. But, you can...
The man has no idea. To believe in yourself and work your fingers to the bone. To realize your dreams. That's laudable, not laughable. No one has the right to deride another for such choices.
Oh. Are we having a moment, Barack? We're having a moment, aren't we?
Thank you, Barack.
Oh, so cute.
I think Barack's heart may have grown 3 sizes.
Silence, Nipponese.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. And we've come back full circle.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Yes, my lord.
it is this court's expectation that you find the defendant not guilty of the charge of which he stands accused. I presume there are no objections.
None from me, my lord.
Certainly not.
This trial has really made me think. But this is the right decision.
It's all been proven methodically and rigorously. I have no misgivings whatsoever.
I'm calling Colonel Corney. What's
Cobb.
that? He's done, is he? It's all over?
Colonel Cobb.
Colonel Cobb.
I don't know what's become of the yard these days. I don't recognize the place.
I'll take that as a yes, then.
That wasn't actually what the question was, but very well.
Very well. In that case, I hereby pronounce the defendant guilty. Oh, sorry, I mean not guilty. Not guilty.
Yay! We did it!
Oh, there's the confetti again.
Oh, and I've got to bloody clean that up later.
And the fireworks. Oh, God.
Health and
Fright-
safety.
How
Frighten me
many
every time.
episodes was this case?
I don't know. I don't want to
I feel like it was a lot.
Court,
worry about it.
court is adjourned.
Boom.
That's it.
Headshot. Mic
did it.
drop. Boom.
Well, I don't want to do that. They're expensive.
It's over. That was some trial.
Oh.
24th of October, 4:33 p.m. The Old Bailey, Defendant's Antechamber.
Oh, there he is.
Professor, what a splendid outcome, isn't it?
Oh, it is! It is! Congratulations, Professor Hairbrain.
You do realize that I am ruined, don't you?
Oh.
My career is in tatters.
Ruined.
Mr. Naruhodo. Miss Susato. I am truly
Ruined.
beside myself with gratitude. How can I ever thank you enough?
I'm just glad it's all been cleared up. That you realize you were just caught up in a bad situation.
But if you do want to,
But if you do want to make it up to me, then here's your bill.
This is an invoice for your services. Right now, you know, if I had that research grant money, I'd give the whole lot to you. Every penny.
Mrs. Otto,
But I
does
daren't, so you'll have to accept my heartfelt thanks instead.
Yes.
Well, that's very kind, but I'm just a student, so...
we don't need any financial reward.
Susato!
We can't eat gratitude, can we?
I'll pay. I'll pay you an exposure. Oh,
Your acquittal is more than enough.
Oh, dear.
A little bit of money wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I am quite hungry.
What can I do? Aha! Here. How about this? A Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
As a memento. The paper about my hypothesis is inside this world's smallest science magazine.
It's very small.
That's not
Well-
what he wants to hear.
Oh, for God's sake. That's not me for once.
Well, you said it.
Wow.
Way to ruin a man's ego in a few simple words.
Yep.
Just as a memento, then. Thank you.
I've been wondering, Professor. What are you going to do now?
Probably crawl into a hole and die, I suppose.
Oh,
Because no
that's not what I was
government,
expecting.
no government or sponsor will fund me now that they know that I'm essentially useless. Although I appreciate that we're basically pooing on Van Zieks' message in there. So
Yes, we are.
We perhaps shouldn't be so mean. We're ruining this. We're ruining the moment.
Yes,
everybody.
we are.
The sweet moment.
The sweet, not sad.
Sweet.
Oh my, yes. What am I going to do? My hypothesis and my great machine lie in ruins. But still, it's been too long since I was last in London, so perhaps I'll enjoy some sightseeing. I must explore the Great Exhibition whilst I'm here, too. Even though I was up there, I feel like I didn't actually see any of it. And see if new inspiration hits me. Hopefully this time an idea that isn't a complete sham.
Oh, yes. That's a wonderful idea.
That's Gregson, I think. I
Maybe.
feel like...
Or I thought it was Van Zieks.
Oh,
Could be.
I don't know. I feel like that's either going to be Gregson or Sholmes. But...
I can't allow that.
Oh, no, Van Zieks.
well,
I got
no,
it.
well done. Well done.
I can't allow that.
All right. My voice has changed.
The organs.
I can't allow that.
The organist is just wheeled in behind into the antechambers.
Well, that's what.
No, it'll be Cosimo.
I was going
on
to
the
say that's
organ.
what his assistant's doing.
Yes.
Lord Van Zieks, what are you doing in here?
Baroque. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Albert. Well,
If I'm honest, it was terrifying. You were like a great demon behind your bench there, snarling down on your prey.
Oh,
it
you
was
were
very arousing.
You were magnificent.
I don't like you in that way.
Oh,
You are one of the few true friends I have.
aw.
I couldn't leave it to anybody else to handle the prosecution or the defense.
Now
Wait a minute,
now
what?
that's interesting.
Did he just compliment me? Sorry! All the defense? Did I just hear that right?
Well, actually, I was hoping that you would fail so miserably. Or no, I suppose no, that doesn't make sense.
No.
No. He's acknowledging that he's
He's
good.
acknowledging that he's of equal mind.
Right, well, that he didn't want anyone lesser than Ryunosuke to defend him, and he also didn't want anyone else handling the prosecution so that there could be no doubt that everything was done properly and above board.
He wanted to seek out the truth.
I always knew that you had my best interests at heart. Don't worry. How about you show me around while I'm here in town? It's been a long time since we left university. We have a lot to catch up on.
No, thank you.
Oh, all right. Listen, Albert. In a few days, your acquittal will be made official. When that happens, you must head straight to Dover. I'll accompany you.
What?
What?
From there, you'll cross the channel and make your way back to Germany. I've already purchased the tickets, presumably so that you don't get brutally murdered by somebody wanting to clean up the mess, if you know what I mean.
But no! Hold on a minute, Baroque. What about the Great Exhibition? This is the chance of a lifetime for me. I want to look at...
No sightseeing, Albert. Give up on the idea.
He's trying to protect him.
Yes. Give up.
Sometimes it's hard to see any warmth in those eyes, Baroque.
That's
Lord Van Zieks, I am still here, by the way. What's all this about?
a necessary precaution. Remember that I am the Reaper of the Bailey, and he has just been acquitted.
Duh.
Yes, I think I understand.
You do?
Well, Iris told me when you met Lord Van Zieks at his office some days ago. He asked how Mr. Natsume was doing.
Yes, that's right. I remember being surprised at the time, and thinking it was nice of him to ask. Uncharacteristically so.
The point is, Mr. Natsume is still alive and well. Even though it's been more than 6 months now since he stood trial with the Reaper as the prosecutor.
Ah! You mean... the Reaper's influence doesn't stretch overseas?
It's almost as if it isn't actually divine intervention. Those in the Reaper's sights meet their ends days or sometimes months after their acquittal. That's been the pattern up to now.
But of course, we know that both Mr. Natsume and Gina were completely innocent.
Oh, don't say Gina's gonna be in trouble.
True.
No, well, she's going to France, remember?
Yeah.
Or no, she's not. Yeah,
no.
she is. Yeah, she is. That's
Yes.
probably why, part of the reason why Gregson's taking her.
You hurt my Gina, I'll go nuts.
And perhaps that governs the Reaper's actions. The truly innocent are spared. But I don't want to take any chances with a close personal friend.
And so I'm sending the close personal friend as far away from me as possible.
Baroque!
Like the mustached Nipponese, this man should leave the country without delay. That's why I'm packing him off to Germany at once!
Right. Does your friend-shaped package get any say in it?
Goodness! Was this your intention all along then, Lord Van Zieks?
I don't like what your Nipponese friend is using. I don't like the way that he's referring to my friend-shaped package.
Well,
Is this what's gonna happen when I come over there? Is I'm gonna get over there the first day, and then Pete's gonna be like, Taylor, I'm sending you away for your own protection. Because you're such a close friend, I need you to leave the country immediately.
Like, as soon as you step through the gate.
So.
As soon as you step through the airport gate.
Right
back
now,
on the plane.
turn round and go back.
Back on the plane.
It's for your own safety.
We love
You're
you.
You're one of my few dear friends, and so as a result, I must ask you to get out of my sight.
In the most loving way possible, of course.
In court, where people think of him as the Reaper, this man seems absolutely merciless. And yet, sometimes I feel as though I don't understand him at all.
It's time to go, Albert. Back to prison for the time being.
What? Yes. All right. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you so much for everything.
Not at all, Professor. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
Best witches.
Best witches.
Witches. Best witches.
Witches. Oh, no, not the witches as well.
Spirits. Witches.
Spirits, witches,
That's the wrong guy.
reapers.
Best wishes, Professor Henry.
Well, once the dust has settled, you must come and visit me in Germany.
Perhaps that'll be another game.
Anyway, goodbye for now. Bye.
See ya.
Off to-
Bye-bye.
Back to prison
Now,
with you.
My Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes? I thought you'd gone too.
Hoped, actually.
We have matters to discuss. Can you spare me some time?
You want to talk with me?
I'll be waiting in the courtroom. In 10 minutes.
You're not going to set fire to me, are you?
Well, ignore this this container of gasoline.
Well, that was strange. For some reason, I didn't get that sense of impending doom as he walked away this time. Though, Miss Susato, I do want you to know my whereabouts in case I do mysteriously don't come back.
Oh, don't worry. I've
The-
put a bell on Sticky so I can hear where you are at all times.
As you can't
The
be seen
enigma.
without it.
The enigma, Baroque Van Zieks. What does he want to discuss, I wonder? The answer awaits in the courtroom, I suppose. Here goes, then.
But we will have to wait and see what Baroque has to say to us next time. Yes, I'm very...
We can't save!
Well, I don't know. I can say I need to see if
I'll
I can.
have to save
I'm going to
first.
say it's like, can we say yes? We can save here.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep that in. Don't edit that out.
Oh, don't you worry.
Thanks. But yes, unfortunately, we are out of time. Seems
Afraid
like
so.
a good place to stop.
Oh, it'll be a nice surprise for next time.
Oh,
But
yes.
what we're doing? Oh, Baroque's saying some stuff.
Oh, hello. But if you do want to find out what Baroque has to say to us and you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday.
Hell yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody.
And remember, even if somebody says that you don't have any talent, as long as you spend enough time and work your fingers to the bone, you should never give up. Do your best. We believe in you.
At the very least, you will bring a new spooky skeleton into the world.
You could say, Best Witches!